Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to come and give some encouragement on today. Now, you'll see me in this blue shirt a lot because I'm at work and I'm the only one here, so it's just easier sometimes for me to just do a video here. So I wanted to come and just say on today that God has so much in store for us. And in order for us to get a lot of the things that God has in store for us, we're going to have to fight for it. Some things are so big until it's going to require us to really dig deep and really fight for them. The enemy is not going to allow us to just get them. We're going to definitely have to work and fight for those things. I mean, I was just sitting thinking, if you don't feel fulfilled in life and you feel like something is missing, like you reach a goal, you do it, but yet you still feel like something in your life is missing. What you're missing is what you're here to do, what you're created to do. And once you're fully operating what God has called and created you to do, things change. And that's when you feel more fulfilled. A lot of times we feel like it's something in life that we're missing. We're missing out on something as far as a relationship, or something is missing. Like there's some void that's on the inside of you that feels like it just needs to be fulfilled. And a lot of times that's just because we are missing operating in what God has called and created us to do. As it said in the word, to write the vision and make it plain, and those who read it can run with it. It's to write your vision down yourself for yourself, to go back and be able to look at those things, to remember where you left off at, to remember why you started, to remember why every day you have to get up and you have to dig your heels in the ground and go and run, with the vision and the purpose as far as God has placed on the inside of you. You have to keep that in your mind and your remembrance. You have to keep things in front of you and before you, because I'm going to tell you, and I don't know how you feel about it, when you are excited about something, you're so amped about it, you're ready to do it. If you don't begin to implement those things, sometimes it can just become just a thing of what you used to be excited about, what you used to be interested in. That's why you are to meditate on the word day and night. You're supposed to keep the things of God and what He has called for you to do on your heart and on the inside of you, because the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to destroy the vision that God has in store. And in order for God's vision and everything on earth to take place, He needs you and me. And the devil knows that. So he immediately tries to destroy the things of God. So when we are excited about things and we know our purpose and what our vision is, we should keep those things before us and keep people around us who will help keep us in remembrance of what we are created to do, help to keep us motivated and encouraged. Now, you're supposed to encourage yourself in the Lord, but it makes a big difference when you have people in your life who are pushing for you, who are cheering you on, who are there for you to encourage you, to help you to move forward, because it definitely does. Sometimes you have the times where you get lonely and you feel discouraged. And that's why it's so important to stay in the word, to stay in the presence of God, to eliminate any distractions, to get rid of anybody who is not on board with what God is calling for you to do, to stay around and connect with like-minded people, to allow God to connect you with the right people. You don't want a right now person. You want the right person. You want the right people in your life, because what you're here to do, our purpose is so big. It's bigger than us. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. So we have to make sure we're around people who understands the importance of God's purpose, His vision for our life. And like I do, I bring stuff with me to remind me of what I'm here to do. I constantly keep those things because it keeps me excited. Because as you know, have any of you ever been excited about something and like, yeah, this is going to be great. It's going to be this and this and that. And then the next thing you know, it's like, I don't know, should I? You get discouraged about it. That's when the enemy comes in right there, and he puts that little bit of doubt, little bit of thoughts in it. But if you were excited about it and you feel God has called you to do that, or that's something that He is purposing for you to do or want you to do it anyway. Sometimes you got to do it anyway. It's just like may not want to pay your bills. but you do it anyway. So some of the things that we have on the inside of us and the things that God is telling us to do, even when we feel discouraged, you got to do it anyway. Even when you don't feel like it, you got to do it anyway. You know, you've ever been so comfortable just laying down and then you have to go to the bathroom. You don't just lay there and use the bathroom. You get up and you go. Even though you don't want to get up, you do it anyway. So there's things in our lives that we're going to have to just do it anyway. You're going to have to push past the enemy and get to what God has called and created us to do. And this message is not just for you. This message is for me too, of saying you got to do it anyway. Even when you don't feel like it, even when it don't look right, even when it don't sound right, even when other people may not understand it, you got to do it anyway. You got to push through. You got to push past it. And you got to make sure you're connected and are surrounded by the right people and not drag someone in, because if you drag them in, you got to drag them along. I heard, Myron Golden said that I love him. He's awesome. And I'm like, that's so true. If you got to drag them in, you're going to have to drag them around. So you got to make sure you're with people who can stand up for themselves and walk this thing out themselves, because you got to walk it out yourself. Now, along the way, we can encourage each other and lift each other up, because it says 2 heads are better than 1. And, you know, iron sharpen iron, but that's iron sharpening iron. So you got to be another iron to sharpen this iron. So you can't keep pouring out but not getting back. You want to have that balance, and you definitely have to have balance in everything in life. And I am learning that you have to have balance and boundaries. You got to have the 2 B's, balance and boundaries. You do. So make sure you're connected with people who have that help bring that balance in your life. They're not throwing you off your game, but they're helping to keep you on your game. They're not throwing you off and setting you off balance and getting you away from the things of God, but they're pushing you towards the things of God. You're pushing them towards the things of God. And I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you don't mind, I would definitely love if you're watching. All you have to do is just click the little like button. It definitely helps other people to be able to be encouraged by this, because in these times and days, everybody needs some encouragement. Everybody needs to be reminded. Everybody. And if you're not one of my subscribers, if you would love to just subscribe, if you like what you hear, feel free to subscribe. And if you are already subscribed, I really appreciate you watching my video. And if you could just like it, I appreciate that even more. But I thank you for your time, definitely. In this channel, I do a whole lot of different things, but for the most part, I think I'm going to just stay on the path of just encouraging others. And sometimes I may do that in my gardening. I may do that while I'm doing pottery, you know, but my main focus is going to be just to come and just to encourage. So it'll probably be me just sitting in certain areas, just giving it just some encouragement, because that's what I love to do. It encourages me to encourage you. So, you know, sometimes you have to stick to what you know. You got to stick to what you know. You know what I mean? What you know that you know. And I know that I know that. I love it. I mean, I love encouraging other people. I do. I love creating different things and journals and stuff, but I definitely love to encourage. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget, anything that God has called for you to do or created you to do, your purpose, you know, your vision, you're going to have to fight for it. Don't let somebody come and just take it. You're going to fight for it. It's like something of yours, you know, God forbid someone breaks into, I'll say, someone's home. They're not going to just sit there and just sit. You know what I mean? You're going to fight for it. You're going to fight to protect your family. You're going to fight to protect what's yours. So this is yours. God gave it to you. You got to fight for it. Don't let the enemy come and take what belongs to you. Don't let him, you just freely give it to him. Fight for it. If he's going to try it anyway, let's fight for it. If he's going to try to attack anyway, fight for it. Fight back. You fight back with faith. You fight back with prayer. You fight back with encouraging yourself in the Lord. You fight back with placing it in your remembrance of what God has called for you to do. So anything that is yours, you're going to protect it. You're going to fight for it. You're not going to go out there and somebody say, this is my car. You know for sure this is your car. And you're going to let them just, oh, okay, yeah, this is your car. Knowing it's not their car, that is your car. What you going to do? You're going to fight for it. I don't mean literally if someone is trying to take something and it's a dangerous situation, definitely you're giving it to them. But I mean, if they're just standing there saying, oh, this is my car, you're like, no, it's my car. They're like, I'm sure it's mine. You're not going to say, yeah, it's yours. When you know for sure and you got the key and you're clicking the button and it's going off and you know it's your car, you're going to fight for it. So, I mean, you're fighting by saying This is my, this is my car. No, it may look like yours, but yeah, this is my, see, here's my little sticker on the back. Here's so-and-so. You're going to definitely let them know that this is mine. When you're in a relationship and you're going somewhere, you see your friends like, girl, he cute. You be like, oh, that's me right there. That's my husband. That's my man. They're like, oh, you're not going to sit there. And they're like, well, I'm going to go talk to him. You're just going to sit there. You're going to stand up for it. You're going to stand up for what is yours and say, no, that's me right there. You're not going to just freely give anything away that belongs to you that you want. If you don't want it, you'll let somebody get it. You'll take it to them. You'll say, yeah, come get it. But if you want it, you got to act like you want it and you got to fight for it. Anything that you want that is of value to you, you're going to fight for it. So your purpose is who you are. You got to fight for you. Because like God told me, Mary Jane, nobody's going to do it for you. Nobody's going to save you. You're going to have to save yourself. You're going to have to help yourself. And if you don't help yourself, the thoughts that you have, he said, you're going to drown in your own thoughts. And I was like, oh, God, because I'm a thinker. So you got to fight for it. You got to fight for your purpose. You got to fight for what is yours. You got to fight for you. You have to fight for you because nobody else is going to fight harder for you than you going to fight for you. And if they are, something's wrong. That means they want it bad. They want it more badder. That's a word. If it ain't, it is not. They want it more badder than you do. And nobody should want you more than you want you. You got to fight for you. You got to prove to other people. It's not like saying proving a point, but you got to prove that I value me. You got to prove that I'm willing to fight for me. You got to let the devil know that I'm willing to fight for me. And I'm trying not to cry on this video, but you got to let him know I'm willing to fight for me. Because I know who I am. I know that God said he knew me before he formed me in my mother's womb. You are a king. I am a queen. You are queens. We're kings. We have to fight for what is ours. So I want you to know that you got to fight for you. Then don't give up. Fight for you. Keep the word before you daily. Keep the vision, your purpose of who you are before you daily. If you got to look at it every day, if you got to take a picture and have it on your phone as your screensaver, you got to remind yourself and motivate you, because sometimes you're not going to always have people to tell you how great that you are, how great things are for you. So you're going to have to fight for you, because everybody's not going to tell you how great you are. Everybody's not going to tell you how encouraging you are. Everybody's not going to tell you how great your products are, how great your business is, how much you've done in their lives. And sometimes at some point, God will have the people who you help to turn around and tell you how they appreciate you and how great you are. But until they do, you got to tell you. Until they do, you got to encourage yourself in the Lord. Until you hear it, you got to keep going regardless, even if you don't hear, because at the end of the day, you want to hear anyway, well done, thy good and faithful servant. You don't want to hear, depart from me, I do not know you. So it doesn't matter what people say here on earth, because this earth is not our home. We're just passing through. We're in a foreign country. So if people never tell you here now, don't worry about it. Keep going. Keep moving forward. As long as God is saying, I'm proud of you. As long as God is telling you that you're doing good. As long as you know on the inside of you that you're doing what God has called for you to do. It doesn't matter who else see it or don't see it. But don't forget that you got to fight for you, even when nobody else is willing to fight for you, because it's only you against you. And it's you with you. All right. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload videos. And I purpose to do them now every day if I can, but I'm going to fight for it. All right. So see you guys.